Yo, what up, y'all? Thank y'all so much for dropping by, man. So, you already know I came up with something that's been going down out here in these gaming streets, right? So, we've been having people flip-flop. We've been having fanboys. We've been having ponies. You know what I'm saying? They've been talking all crazy, right, about Redfall. Oh, 30 FPS that. Oh, this is unacceptable. I'm leaving Xbox. I'm counting Xbox out. See, they're not quality. They're not quality. They're not quality. So, okay. So now I came up with this solution, right? See, the only thing is, right, this is what I found out. You know how whenever somebody likes something, but they try to make themselves not like something? That's what's going on out here in these gaming streets. People are trying to find a reason not to like Redfall. They're trying to find a reason not to like Starfield. They're trying to find a reason not to like Game Pass, but it's not working. So they have to bash something in their mind to pretend like they don't like it, but in reality, in the back of their mind, they do love it. They do want it. That's why they were complaining. Oh, they're stealing games away from PS5. Oh, this, oh, that. Everything has to be bad. Whenever Xbox comes out or they want to buy new studios, they want to make games exclusive, oh, now it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. But whenever PlayStation lock down multi-plat games or do these little exclusive backdoor deals, it's no problem in the world, right? It's no problem in the world. You know why? Because the phonies have been lying to themselves day one. Phony ponies. And all these people are flip-flopping and teaming up with PlayStation fanboys and ponies. Man, y'all a bunch of clowns, man. Are you serious right now? You don't supposed to jump off the boat when it's coming up. That don't make any sense. Like, make this make sense to me. How are you going to abandon ship when the ship is floating? It's afloat. It's not sinking. Like, if the ship was sinking, then I can understand. But it's not going down. PlayStation going down. They're going on. You know what I'm saying? They're increasing the price on their games. They're not competing. They're only focused on Jim Ryan, lying, crying, two-timing, flying Jim Ryan. You know what I'm saying? He's stealing from his own fan base. You know what I'm saying? Sony don't know what to do. They're running around like a chicken head cut off. The ponies and fanboys over there on Twitter, scared, running for cover. They don't know what's going down because they already know. Once this Call of Duty Activision Blizzard deal goes through, it's over for PlayStation. Call of Duty, as a matter of fact, every Activision game, King game, is going to drop in the Game Pass day one. And those fanboys and ponies know it hurts. Like, they won't admit it, but that's why they're so against it. Like I said before, they want to find a reason not to like it because they like it, if it makes sense. So you're going to play like you don't like Game Pass, like you don't like Redfall, Starfield, all of the AAA bangers that have been dropping into Game Pass day one. So you're going to come up with these little delusional scenarios and keep going back and forth and these little fake outrage and fake anger and keep dissing the game and keep saying it's trash, it's garbage, it's not quality, it's not quality. Screaming and hollering and hooting about quality when in reality PS5 ain't got no games. So please explain to me, where's your quality? At least Xbox is trying. At least Uncle Phil and Game Pass is trying. That's all I got to say. I said, you ain't got no, you see, these fanboys and ponies, they don't got nothing else to talk about. It's dry as a desert on PS5 right now, bro. The only game that I know everyone wants to play is that Spider-Man 2. That one I can admit. And then we gotta wait another year or two for Wolverine. So until then, it's gonna be a long, dry desert road on PS5. I'm sorry, guys, but your leader, lying, crying, flying, two-timing, backstabbing Ryan ain't worrying about games. He's worrying about overcharging you guys. And you have some nerve to try to talk about Redfall and diss Redfall when you ain't even got no games. You bought a frame drop remake station plastic box to collect dust. This is the best. Bro, the PS5 is the best dust collector in the world, man. I'm talking about. You know how many content creators, bloggers, vloggers I have heard say this same word, bro. My PS5 have been collecting dust for I don't know how long. I don't even know why I even had that thing. For what? It ain't bringing value. Who wants to keep dropping $70? Now you're potentially looking at in other countries. I don't know if it's going to come to the US over here in the West, but they are doing another price hike on the games. So now you're looking at probably like $85 to $90 a game. I don't know who's willing to pay that at this point. If you're just blinded if you don't think Uncle Phil and Xbox have brought the gaming industry and the gaming community value with Game Pass. You can play it on your console, PC, mobile, tablet, television, Steam Deck, anywhere you can get Game Pass. That is way more value than PlayStation locking you down, gatekeeping you to a plastic box where you only can play it at home. It don't make sense. Do it really make sense though? Like, think about it. You're getting ripped off on a PlayStation. First of all, they're tearing up, they're breaking. You can't even stand a PS5 up on its side without it breaking, without risking your console that's about $600, $700. That don't make any sense. Why go waste your money on a PS5 when you can get an Xbox and have all those day one games dropping in Game Pass day one, bro? That's like Netflix. You know what I'm saying? It just like really think about the value for a second. I'm trying to bring the gaming community value because they're being blindsided by Sony and lying, crying Jim Ryan. And I don't think it's fair that they don't have a PlayStation Plus premium app for a mobile phone so that you can play your PlayStation Plus games on the go on your mobile phone, just like, you know what I'm saying, Game Pass. That is not fair. If I'm paying for a PlayStation subscription service, I should be able to play it on the go. Come on, this is a new generation. We're in 2023. Come on, bro. I mean, you have to keep up with the times. They're still trying to do things the old way in the 90s and the early 2000s. That way is outdated. That don't make any sense to keep locking everybody down to a box at home. That gets boring. That's why everybody PS5 is collecting dust. They will not open up the ecosystem. They're just trying to lock you down because they know it's the most popular console, right? We know PS5, it's overhyped. You know what I'm saying? It's a remake station. They are going to do remakes this entire generation. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do remakes and they're going to go woke. So be prepared. You know what I'm saying? So if they're doing that and they're lying to their own fan base, they're ripping them off every little chance they get. And these fanboys and ponies are trying to act and pretend like they don't see it. But yeah, still they're delusional. They're trying to make themselves not like Xbox. They're trying to make themselves not like Game Pass. Like, for what? If you are the market leaders, why are you worrying about somebody that's in third place? Like, they ain't even worrying about Nintendo. They're worrying about Xbox. Like, what? Make it make sense, people. Like, those Decepticons over there at Sony have screwed up this entire generation with the hate. Like, it don't make any sense, man. I never seen this in gaming history. I never seen PlayStation in this type of, position before. I never seen them this scared before. I never seen them running for the hills. I never seen this much fear in Sony. They always stayed quiet. So even if they did do exclusive backdoor deals and little shady, grimy deals behind Xbox back, I never would have knew it. But Jim Ryan is so emotional and he acts like a female. He can't control himself. He's over there crying to the CMA, the EU, the UK about block the deal, stop the steal. But yet and still, he's doing exclusive deals. He's doing tiny exclusive deals with multi-plat games like Final Fantasy. He's stealing games away like Spider-Man. But yet and still, the fanboys and ponies are worrying about Redfall. Y'all have bigger fish to fry, man. A bunch of clowns, man. Like I said before, man, they are highly entertaining. You cannot take these fanboys and ponies serious. Please don't. Because you can't argue with them. First of all, they argue with themselves in the mirror every morning. You know what I'm saying? So how are you gonna be able to understand where they're coming from if they're that delusional? They feel like they're always gonna have the best box. They don't want no competition coming from Uncle Phil, Game Pass, Xbox, and PC. They don't want it. They don't want it. They feel like we only want PlayStation. If that was the case, bro, you would not be having the things that's on PlayStation if it wasn't from Xbox. a lot of moves would not be being made. They will not have revamped and tried to redo PlayStation Plus. They would not make all these tiers if they weren't trying to compete with Game Pass. So you have to appreciate Xbox for trying to make PlayStation do better things in the gaming industry, but you can't talk to these clowns, these fanboys, these idiots. You know what I'm saying? They just feel like their way is the only way. No, man. This is a new generation, man. This is a new Xbox. This is a new Uncle Phil, man. This is a new movement. This is a new roadmap, man, that I know that those fanboys are in their feelings about. And they're going to continue to be in their feelings. You know why? Because they can see the value. They can see the vision. They didn't see the sneak attack coming from Uncle Phil, Xbox, PC, Game Pass, mobile, television, Steam Deck, and now they're even talking about making an Xbox handheld console, including all those day ones dropping day one in the Game Pass. You don't think those ponies, fanboys are upset, and they're even trying to recruit Xbox fans now. They're trying to make Xbox fans turn on Redfall. Like, are you serious right now? I say, listen, you okay to have you be in your feelings for a day or two, okay, but now it's time to let it go. You know why? Because here's the video.
Hey, that's delicate equipment.
I built robot stuff. Sure, I can handle it.
Think fast.
Your parents okay with these little field trips of yours?
How many people did you say showed up at your book signing?
Hey, the crowd at the signing was quite large for a town this size. But the fame isn't the point. I want to show people that the world they imagine isn't that far from the one they know. Of course, Mom and Dad didn't approve, so I had to make my own way. And with limited resources, I had to improvise my own equipment. Self-taught, I'm proud to say. I want to show people what I've seen, to watch their eyes light up, like a kid on their birthday.
You do realize there's a vampire apocalypse going on?
Well, no one's seen one before, have they? Speaking of, I need to look at the specimen.
Right, because there won't be a million more where that came from.
Locals.
Over here!
I'll bite out your heart.
I think not!
Let's get some light on the subject. Nothing can stop me.
I'm making an example of you.
That one hurts! I'm fine. It's fine. Get moving!
Inside out.
I'm up here. Bring it, Joe.
Still alive. Wild.
Layla?
Oh, shit.
Catch her!
After that, I hid out at the university until it was safe to try for the ferry.
And Jason?
Spoilers, Dev. You'll see. Anyway, fun interview.
Get ready. Where are they even coming from?
You're not supposed to be here.
Let's go. One left.
Just a moment more.
It's okay. Not like there's anything else going on.
That's it, precisely. No one knows what's going on, and we have to document this.
All you want to know is what happened that night, right?
Ooh, something serious, Jacob.
It was just a job. Bellwether sent us on a standard recover and burn up.
Bellwether?
Private military contractor. You don't ask questions, and they don't answer. But we were ambushed by something. Now that thing won't leave me alone.
Does it have a name?
I think we're done here, Dev. Vampire fan club incoming.
Sniper! Watch out!
Stay sharp.
He's gone!
Sleep tight.
I can't see him! I can't see him!
Last one. Earn your keep, bird brain. Well, all right. Let's see what all this fuss is for.
Let's roll the dice, eh?
In a game all about vampire slaying, it's pretty important that killing your blood-feasting foes feels like an event in and of itself. That's exactly what Arcane Austin has done with Redfall. Much like how assassination sim Dishonored had gloriously bloody backstab animations, Redfall revels in the act of plunging a wooden stake through a vampire's heart. There's weight in the blow as you knock your foe backwards and slam them into the floor, pushing a boot into a jaw that quickly evaporates into fiery dust. Yes, killing vampires in Redfall feels good.
Got it.
At a recent hands-on event, I played around 90 minutes of Redfall, which gave me the first taste of something akin to a Far Cry game made by Stephen King. It's an open-world shooter set in modern-day Massachusetts, filled with gothic small-town vibes, fanged horrors, and a buffet of activity types. That means Prey and Dishonored developer Arcane Austin is operating in uncharted territory. Redfall is very different to the studio's other games, and initially feels a lot more conventional. A freely explored map with safe houses, enemy camps, side errands, and tier-graded loot. Check, 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 and check. But the more I played, the more I saw of what I'd expect from the historically ambitious developer. The island town of Redfall has clever environment design that's engineered to complement your skills. The enemy AI is there to be toyed with, allowing you to bait your foes into traps. And every second room I entered felt staged to tell a story. Redfall definitely is an Arcane game, just not the one I expected. The demo began midway through an investigation into Dr. Addison, a physician turned vampire god known as the Hollow Man. I was to search his mansion, a ransacked estate that appeared frozen in time mid-explosion, in the hope of discovering something that may weaken him. Of course, said mansion was crawling with enemies, both bloodsuckers and the humans who work in service to them. It was a classic infiltration setup that had much of what you'd expect of Arcane's work in this field. Patrolling cultists guarded the perimeter, CCTV-like vampires lurked on the building's roof, and there were multiple entry points to choose from.
He lived in a bloody mansion. See a few possible entrances.
Inside, the route to my objective was spelled out only with clues, and so exploration and close reading of the space is mandatory. It soon became clear that to find what I was looking for, I needed to replace 3 characters missing from Addison's daughter's dollhouse. After scouring the house and finding the little figures I needed, I was transported back to a period where the mansion was tidy, unexploded, and Addison hadn't gone full vampire mode. In this timeline, which felt like a simpler, less fantastical version of Dishonored 2's Crack in the Slab in the way it repurposed the location to tell its story, I watched apparitions play out a tragedy between Addison and his daughter. It's a tale I won't spoil here, but one that reveals the vampire god's weakness, and presumably will help me burn him out of existence in a later mission. Of course, Redfall isn't all about rebuilding creepy dollhouses and reliving children's trauma. As mentioned earlier, it's also very much about sending vampires to hell in very cool ways. Your arsenal comprises a bunch of conventional firearms, shotguns, pistols, assault rifles and the like, as well as a variety of DIY weapons designed specifically for vampire hunting. The selection I've used of the former feel heavy and powerful, but even those with the highest stats are unable to truly eliminate a vampire. Bloodsuckers downed by regular guns will reanimate a few moments later, and so, in tradition with vampire lore, the only way to properly end them is with a stake driven through their heart. Many guns are equipped with a wooden bayonet for such occasions, but the jury-rigged stake launcher lets you dust vamps from a distance with a single trigger pull. Ammo for the launcher seems much more scarce than regular bullets though, and so I found myself continually assessing if each fanged target was worth the shot. Should you be out of stakes, there are other ways to do the job. Fire does the trick, and so exploding hazards or flare guns will turn a vampire into a smouldering barbecue. Electricity also generates heat, and so setting up some kind of live wire trap will fry them too. They also hate ultraviolet light. It freezes them into temporary stone statues, so a UV emitter gun is a handy thing to pack. Just remember to shatter your targets before the petrification wears off. All of these techniques give the sense of vampire hunting being a process, a profession. To be the slayer means learning the tricks of the trade. Each of Redfall's 4 playable protagonists are equipped with unique skills to help with that process. For this session, I played as Devinder Crowsley, a quippy British cryptozoologist most obviously built around being a modern-day Buffy. His arc javelin is an electrified spear that can chain bolts of lightning around a group of enemies, and scoring a perfect throw with it feels immensely satisfying. The blacklight, meanwhile, floods a wide area with UV light for quick crowd control. They were useful in my single-player demo, but are abilities I'm excited to use as part of a co-op session session. I'm interested to see the results of experimentation with a combination of different characters' skills. My favourite of Devinder's gadgets is his translocator, a frisbee-like device that teleports you to wherever it's thrown. It's Redfall's closest answer to Dishonored's blink ability, and it quickly became my most used tool, letting me access out-of-reach open windows, flank enemies, appear behind guards for takedowns, and bypass grids of laser trip mines. It also helped just getting around. While Redfall's map seems much smaller than those in most open-world shooters, there's still a lot of ground to cover, and being able to throw the translocator over houses, streets and fences was very handy for exploring the town. As you'd expect from a game in this genre, there's a whole bunch of things to do beyond the main storyline. There are multiple safe houses to unlock, each of which becomes an ammunition stockpile and a fast travel location. There are activities which help pull neighbourhoods back from full vampire infestation, such as wiping out cultist rallies or preventing a powerful creature emerging from its blood amber cocoon. Then there are errand-like side quests that appear to be peppered with arcane Easter eggs, such as one where you head off to find whiskey and cigars. But the best side activities are the strangest ones, at least from the small sample I've seen so far. Vampire nests transport you into a twisted psychic realm, where you must destroy a room-sized heart and then claim as much treasure as possible before the entire place collapses around you like some kind of blood-splattered game show. Back in the town, you're frequently reminded that the vampire gods are watching you, and if you cause too much trouble, they'll send an incredible Hulk-like freak to beat 7 bells out of you in a battle played out beneath a wild electrical storm. The repeating nature of open-world tasks feels completely at odds with Arcane's typical handcrafted approach. But it's in these two activities that I saw a glimmer of how the studio is rethinking the building blocks of the genre to make them feel more systemic or novel. The other area in which traditional open-world shooter design is at odds with Arcane's legacy is stealth. To be clear, stealth is a component of Redfall, but it adheres to a very different rulebook than that used by Dishonored. Sneaking flows between regular bursts of violent, chaotic conflict. Dishonored was Arcane's interpretation of pure stealth classics like Thief, but the studio's touchstones for Redfall are very different. Before my demo began, co-director Harvey Smith name-checked Far Cry 2 and Stalker as influences. Two shooters from an experimental period years before the likes of Gearbox and Ubisoft established the largely unwavering open-world FPS formula. If Arcane Austin can bring its own version of the kind of innovation those games did back in the early 2000s, then Redfall could well inject a static genre with some long overdue excitement. For more looks at upcoming games, check out our previews of Dead Island 2 and Final Fantasy XVI. And for everything else, stick with IGN.
And there you have it, guys, man. Make sure you guys smash that like, that subscribe button, click that notification bell, man, so you guys can stay notified on all of the new latest and greatest news out here in these gaming streets, man. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, man, just click the link down below in the description. If you'd like to jump into the Xbox ecosystem, the PlayStation ecosystem, or buy things, just click the link down below in the description. Thank you and peace.